All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Christopher Shaber. He is the CEO of Sologenics. And Chris, it's great to see you again. How are you?
Great to see you, Steve. Doing well.
Good, good, good. I know you've had an update. We'll talk about that in just a second. But for those not familiar with the company, just remind everyone a little bit about Sologenics.
Sure. Sologenics is a late-stage biopharmaceutical company focused on developing and commercializing products to treat rare diseases, areas of unmet medical need in the areas of oncology and inflammation. What I think is unique with us is we have structured our business into a two-segment business. One is a small molecule segment focused on that oncology and inflammation. And the second segment is in the area of public health solutions, where we focus on heat-stable vaccines for emerging infectious disease like Sudan, Ebola, Marburg, as well as biodefense like a ricin toxin vaccine. This segment has been funded entirely by the U.S. government to date. So over the years, we've received in excess of $60 million of non-dilutive government funding to move that segment of our business forward, as well as to build out a very robust pipeline for a company our size and market cap.
Yeah, Chris, on that, I would imagine a lot of people are sensitive, obviously, after what we went through with COVID, but people may not realize the devastating effects it can have, as you mentioned, in some of the places like Sudan and places like that. So this kind of a program is just so important around the world.
It is. It is. I think what makes our vaccines, not only they're 100% protected to date from the data we generated, but they're heat stable. So we're able to take our vaccines, freeze dry them, or put them into a lyophilization powder that then can be stored outside the refrigerator for many, many months. We now have data in excess of 2 years where we store over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. We reconstitute with stellar water 100% active. So many of us are probably familiar with the COVID-19 vaccines, right? And how they require that strict freezing for transport and that cold chain distribution. Here, we have none of those issues with our vaccines, which then, as you pointed out, makes it very important in developing worlds like Sudan, where we need to get these vaccines too. We don't have to worry about that cold chain distribution. You just send it, and temperature is a non-issue. So the government has been interested and has been funding over the years. Hopefully that continues, but we do have very good vaccines and very good data to date.
Fascinating stuff. Let's move now to the other part of the company, and that is the unmet needs you mentioned in oncology. And Hybrid is a treatment you have developed, and you've just had some recent news about it. So explain Hybrid and sort of what this news is telling you.
So Hybrid is a topical therapy that's activated with safe visible light. And what it really does here is it works on lesions on the skin, as you would imagine, with the topical therapy and a light application. Our primary focus, or our initial focus, is in a rare cancer. It's a chronic cancer called cutaneous T-cell lymphoma, which is a rare class of non-Hodgkin lymphoma in which you get lesions. They could be plaques in its most severe form, tumors on the skin, and you need to treat there. So treat them. There's currently no approved first-line therapy for this disease in cutaneous T-cell lymphoma, or CTCL as it's called. So Hybrid has the potential to be the first. We've generated a considerable amount of data to date, both in clinical trials, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, all positive, all statistically significant. We now need to do a confirmatory phase 3 study that we'll be initiating a little bit later this year. It's a smaller study in about 80 patients just to confirm what we had seen in the first phase 3 and really replicate those findings in a manner. But I think what's unique with this therapy is how direct it works, right? I mean, when you apply something to the skin and then you activate it with light, you can see the response in those lesions, the shrinking of those lesions. And that's what we've been able to see over the years. We've also taken the same active ingredient there and are looking at other types of skin diseases, like one very big one, psoriasis, which is millions of people. And there we have a phase 2A study that's ongoing, that's only patients. It's already demonstrated some very nice and promising results. And we'll have a little bit data there probably in early 2025. So we have a lot of studies going on with this particular molecule, but the focus, as you pointed out, is Hybrid in cutaneous T-cell lymphoma. And the recent, some of the other recent results we disclosed a couple days ago that you have alluded to.
Absolutely. It sounds like it's going to be a busy rest of this year, and more importantly, really busy into 2025, and a lot of data that you're going to be delivering to the market.
Yeah, yes, it is. I mean, if in our corporate presentation, we try to outline those value drivers or inflection points as best we can that we put in the public domain. Obviously, it doesn't include things that we would not want to publicly disclose, like business development, any type potential for partnerships,
Yeah.
additional grants, contracts. We don't talk about those till they're finalized, but there's a lot of that going on in the background too, in addition to the clinical and preclinical work that spans both the specialized biotherapeutics, or those small molecules in oncology inflammation, and the public health solutions, or those heat stable vaccine development programs as well. So quite a bit, and data that you'll see throughout the remainder of 2024 into 2025 and obviously beyond.
Absolutely. Well, Chris, thank you so much for updating us on where you're at. It's important and fascinating work that you're a part of, and we appreciate you taking some time to share it with us.
Steve, thank you for the time today and for allowing me to tell our story, at least for a short period of time. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Christopher Shaber, he's the CEO of Sologenics.